Yo guys, Ames here, back with another Hypixel Skyblock video, and today I am going to be teaching you how to make money. There are going to be 3 money making methods in this video. All things that I talk about, like videos and stuff, will all be linked down in the description for you to check out, so it makes these money making methods easier to maybe understand. Not exactly understand, but it'll make it easier for you to decide what's best for you. And yeah, so anyway, let's get straight into the video. So, the first money making method that we'll be talking about here today is, and it is pretty surprising, but Zealot Farming. This is actually one of the money making methods that have been becoming a lot more popular recently because of the massive surge in summoning eye prices. If you are to look right now, summoning eyes are going for about 1.2 million coins, which is pretty crazy considering that they're normally about 600-700, even more recently 900k. With them at an all-time high, a golem's consistently happening, and as you can see here, the dragon going on. It is probably the best time to start farming zealots, considering that you can make a decent amount of money off golems, the crystals that you get from dragon fights, and then also just dragon fights altogether, like potential superior drops and all these things. So anyway, personally for me, if you are starting out in the game, you should most likely go for a setup like this, which is young dragon armor, which is most likely going to be the best way to farm zealots for you, because it's the cheapest way. It will probably only cost about $1 million to get. Also for me, I would use something like a rabbit pet, which adds extra speed. This then maxes your speed up to 500 if you're wearing a full set of young dragon armor, which will then make you the fastest. And as long as you can one-shot these zealots, this will probably be the most efficient way for you to farm zealots at a low-end scale. If you want to go any higher, I'll have a video linked in the description of probably the best ways to farm zealots for low-end to high-end players. So yeah, that's the first money making method, and now I'll move on to the second. So, the next money making method that we'll be talking about is farming. Now this is actually a pretty well known money making method, but basically the whole point of farming is the fact that it is a very sustainable method. It's something that you can make money off and it won't really get changed because of NPC prices. So it will always be a stable and secure money making method for you to do. Now, the problem with farming is that you need to have kind of a good base stats to be able to be good at farming. So for me, right now, I'm not very good at farming. I have a 11 million counter sugarcane hoe, a level 84 elephant pet, and I'm farming 31. So for me, I don't make too much money off of farming on my Iron Man account. But if there was someone that was to have farming 50, a level 100 elephant pet, and probably like a diamond sugarcane hoe with maybe even like a 100 mil counter, you'd make a lot more money. More talking around the 4 million coins per hour range. Now, sugarcane is the best money making method for both farming and money. Is very good for making money, and is also very good for farming XP. If you were to go all out for farming XP, I would recommend you build a pumpkin farm. Pumpkin is the best way to farming XP, but I would recommend you use a rabbit pet instead of an elephant pet. The whole point of the elephant pet is the fact that it gives you farming experience, no, not experience, fortune, and the rabbit pet gives you farming XP. So I'd recommend you use a rabbit pet for farming pumpkins, but for farming sugarcane, use an elephant pet. But if you were going to go all out for making money, and you have like a high farming level, a really high elephant pet, I would recommend you to farm netherwort. Netherwort is the best money making crop by far, and it will make you the most money. So if you don't need farming XP and you just want to go all out for making money on farming, you should farm netherwort, and you can probably make around 6 million coins per hour if you have the right setup and the right stats for it. Anyway, let's move on to the next money making method. The final money making method of the day will actually be Juju flipping. So this is basically auction flipping, but you'll be doing this with Jujus. So, and the reason why I do Juju specifically is because very recently Jujus have been very good for flipping. If you use a Juju, you'll most likely realise that it's very OP, which is why a lot of people want it. Now, the Juju will tend to sell in spiritual, and pretty much the whole idea for Juju flipping is basically you find something, you look at the lowest bin for it, and then you sell it for more. So, for example, if you were to try and find if you found a Soul Eater 3 fuming for 36 mil, then the next one for the lowest bin was 40 mil, and you think that it will sell, buy it, sell it for more profit. They tend to sell pretty quickly, and also most importantly, they get put up quickly, and it's very easy to find a lot of flips on here. This is probably one of the most endgame money making methods on here. Since if you know how to Juju flip and you do it efficiently, and with a little bit of luck that you can find a good amount of Jujus on the auction that are flippable, you can easily make upwards of 50 million coins per hour, and that's probably the lowest if you could do it right. You can probably make a lot more than that, but you have to be pretty lucky to get a lot higher than that. So that will probably be the best money making method, but the most risky, since a lot of things are happening with things like Juju. Things get announced a lot by the creators of Skyblock, and it can very easily have things like crashes, which can lose you money. So it does have a risk factor to it, but the odds of those happening aren't as high as you'd think, and one did happen recently, but the odds of it happening again aren't extremely high. So this money-making method can make you a lot of money, but it all depends on how smart you are with flipping. You can look up more videos about auction flipping just as a whole, but the only thing you really need to think about is basically just knowing yourself about Jujus and not overestimating everything. If you're trying to flip Jujus, I wouldn't recommend flipping Soul Eater 4s, because they're least likely to sell, because most people that are looking for Soul Eater 4s will most likely just go for a Soul Eater 5, and then if they don't have enough for a Soul Eater 4, they'll just go for a Soul Eater 3 instead, because the difference isn't too huge enough for that. So I would recommend going for most other Jujus for that. You can go with Epic, but I would most likely recommend Legendary if you are looking for the big gaps in flips. And that's about it that I can say for Jujus. Fumings and stuff do matter, and they do add quite a bit of value onto it. But basically, just buy something, you look at something, see it, find the next lowest bin for it. If it's a decent margin, like probably 2 mil plus, then buy it, sell it, and then it should be an easy flip. That can easily make you upwards of 50 million coins, and that is the final money making method of today's video. So guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope that this is going to be useful to you for making a lot of money. If you do want to, you can go check out the rest of my YouTube videos, and also make sure you go and hit the subscribe button. By the end of the year, I want to try and hit 100 subscribers, so if you can hit the subscribe button, it will help a lot. So anyway, yeah, hopefully you'll see another video from me soon. Thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe, and goodbye.